What's going on, everybody? Here we go. This is our last 2-cycle piece that we currently have. This is a Poulan 2550. It says super clean. This thing hasn't been super clean since it was probably originally bought. But it is a, I think it says Wood Master on the other side. Yeah, Wood Master. 2550 Wood Master. So it's got an 18-inch bar on it. This is part of that stuff we bought from, I think it's one of the, this one wasn't a flea market. This was part of that community yard sale we picked up. All I know is it turns over. So it's one of those same deals. It ran good last time I used it. So, but the chain turns, it turns over. That's about it. But you know how it is, as always, taking their word for it. So this thing is absolutely filthy. And see what we got here. It is, how old is this thing? Let's see. Let me check the manufacturer stick. I'm curious how old it is now. What's that say? 1997. 42cc. Well, there we go. 1997, huh? See what we got under the lid. Hopefully it's all there. This one doesn't have a... Looks like it's all there, but it does not have... I'm missing something. Nope. No chain brake on this one. At least it's got a spark plug in it. Air filter is there. Fuel line's rock hard. Let's see what we got in here. Ooh. That hooked up. Well, the line's hooked up, but the fuel filter is snapped off. Some really old gas. We're definitely going to need fuel lines. What else we got in there? Yeah, the primer's hooked up too. See no fuel filter in it. The way that thing smells, it's definitely going to need flushed. Touch of bar oil in it. But, let's see. Alright, let's see if I can have that socket sitting here and we'll... Wrong one. Oh, that is what I do with it. There we go. That might actually get right there. Yep. Take a look at this carb and fuel lines and see what we got. Man, this thing is a hot mess. And it's definitely yeah, I might actually have one of these carbs if we need it. Possibly. Maybe. But this is one of the ones the throttle cable runs up underneath the plastic around to the other side. A lot of these you get slack in it. I'll take that bar off here at some point so we can make it a little easier to move around. We'll get some slack in her. It should be able to get right in there Give it a little twist. And I'll get around that old fuel line. There we go. That should be it. Nope. I slipped. Come on. Come on. No. Fuel line needs replaced anyway. Let's get it out of the way. It snapped right off. There we go. Hooked from the carb. That out of the way. This thing is a hot mess. Look, I might have one like that. If this one's no good, we'll definitely have to check her out. You can see that line is pinched. It looks like it's been replaced. Look at here, they got the wrong, yeah, they replaced it, but they put the wrong line on it. See if I can get you guys down in there to see. Yeah, I need to get that bar off. Alright, let's see if I can get you in there to see it. Hopefully. That's why you got to be careful what line you use, diameter wise. But it is right there. You can see, if I don't get in the way, you see how it's real loose, flopping around in there. It's because they got the wrong line on the tank. It's too small of an outer diameter. So there's one problem. So this goes to show we probably had somebody working on it. Didn't have a clue what they was doing. At least they tried. I'll give them that. Definitely always got to try. Yep, that one snapped right off. Alright. Man, this thing is a filthy mess. Alright, let's get, we need on here, flathead or a Phillips. Either one. That might be one. There we go. Come on. Get it apart and see what we got going on around the primer and everything, but I'm sure, without a doubt, it is all going to need replaced. So looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. One of the dirtiest ones I've had in a while. But, you know, had worse and got it running, so I'll give her a shot. It's getting kind of late. I'll have to get it apart tonight and then most likely finish it off tomorrow. Alright, takes care of a pull string. You see how dirty that is? It's from nobody taking care of it. That's a shame. You see here, it's all built up around the flywheel, up in here around the coil. It's just caked with sawdust. Just saying it, just all you're doing is you don't keep them cleaned out. at least blow them out once in a while, or just take the, it doesn't take much to take the cover off, and just wipe them out after you use them once in a while, because it gets all that in there, and it all builds up around that coil and just builds up heat. It's not good for anything. And this one has that goofy muffler set up like we had on that one. It goes, you take these two out, comes off, it's like a two-piece design. The exhaust blows back against the motor and comes out this side right here. So let's see what we can do about that also. So let's get this bar and chain off real quick. Wrong one. Oh, 1, 2. What did I do with it? There we go. It's got a nice Oregon bar on it though. I can tell. We'll see when we get it off, but it looks like it's in decent shape. Chain's definitely dull. At least it looks like, yeah. Just as dull as it can be. There we go. Alright, alright. Get this out here, we can get it off quicker. But hopefully it runs. Get this bar off, take a look at a couple things, and then yank the plug out and see if it actually has fire. I hope. But it is a hot, greasy mess. Yeah, same way. Caked. Man. It's definitely going to take some scrubbing. Chain off. Yeah, the bar ain't bad. Looks like it just needs, well, one little rough spot there. It's like it just needs to maybe flip it and should be able to get some more life out of it. But you can see up in there, all this dirt and crap, like that's a stick. It's obviously been in there a while. You can see where it's been rubbing on everything. So I mean, you gotta keep them clean. All that crap. They want, because of build up heat, they want oil right. It's hard on your bar, your chain. It's hard on everything. This sucker is caked, man. Your clutch will run hot. Wow. Yeah, this is pretty dirty. Take care of that when we go to clean it up. Alright. Yank this plug and we'll throw that cover back on. Looks like the primer is actually in one piece, but it's just one of those things that, isn't really worth taking a chance of using that old one compared to just throwing a new one in it. That one, no. This one should fit it. Yeah. See what we got for a plug. Not too awful bad. We definitely had worse. Alright. But that coil, it's built up pretty bad around that coil. So hopefully we'll just throw a couple screws on it, just enough to see if we got some spark. Hopefully so. You can be a nice guy and use the old plug. But even if it don't run, I mean, it's, you know, we got it dirt cheap. We got lucky and found a, you know, came across a few people that had stuff cheap, and then you know how people are. Some of them sitting on a piece of crap and want a fortune for it. Are we on? Yep, we're on. Oh yeah, this thing's got good spark. Yeah, recoil is going to need oiled up. But we've got good spark. If we got compression. Alright. We're in business. Sweet. So now it looks like there's going to be a lot of cleaning. Without a doubt, this thing is crusty. We've got spark, and as long as that carb's good, it might be okay. Never know, it's one of those things, man, that especially since they have the wrong fuel lines in it, it's going to be a 50-50 shot there in the dark, and it's don't look like it's ever been apart though. So we'll take a quick look at the top of this card and see if it's got a bunch of debris in it. I was hoping this had the other style, because I got one that is like new. I was hoping it was like this one. You know, it's got the top and bottom. No such luck. But we'll take a look here real quick and see if it's got a bunch of crap in it. Oh yeah. Let's see if you guys can see that. This thing is packed. Get it up here where you can see it. That's your main screen. It's the top of the carb right there. That's just a little bit. That carburetor is plumb packed with that. So that would be another issue. So definitely gonna have to clean the carb out. For sure. Good thing we checked. Yeah, you can see it on the gasket there. So definitely gonna need to clean this dude up and get all that out of it. Fuel lines, carburetor clean, and clean the plastic up, and you never know, we might have a runner. Might have a runner. I'm just glad it's got spark. So with that, I'll get to cleaning. So anything left now, I'll start cleaning everything up, and then I'll get the plastic cleaned up, get all that garbage out of the carburetor, and we'll see if she'll fire up. You know, the new lines, obviously, but man, what a mess. Alright, so I'm going to take the time, I'll get this plastic cleaned up, make everything a little bit easier to work on, and we will pick it up from there. It is going to take a minute to clean this dude up. It is a hot mess. Alright, so get this cleaned up and get that carb cleaned up, and then check and make sure I have a new primer for it, and then we'll pick it back up. I'm going to show you guys what this fuel looks like before I flush this tank. That looks like, I don't know what. Get some of that out of there so you can see. Oh, it's got water in it. Oh my god. Yeah. Should be getting flushed out for sure. Okay. Yeah, that's going to take some flushing. Let me see if I can get this up here where you can see it. This stuff, it looks like green slime. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it is rough. It looks just like green slime. That's terrible. Alright, let me get to cleaning. That tank's definitely going to have to be flushed out. Alright, so we're getting there. It's the following day, and so threw the fuel lines in real quick and the primer. Kind of a rush job. My daughter's graduation ceremony is today, so I'm kind of short on time. But so I've already done the fuel lines. This one actually has two different style fuel lines in it. It has the small one goes to the primer, which is this size. And what do I do with it? The other one is like the other ones. You have the thicker outer diameter, and the smaller inner diameter goes for your main fuel line. And then you got your smaller one for the primer. It's just a tiny little line that goes down. And when you're looking at it, your main fuel line is on the right hand side, top of the carb, runs straight down in. And then your other holes on this side be on the left hand side of the saw. It'll be the smaller one. You'll be able to tell it just goes, it's only got to go down in just past the case. It all does is just return fuel, and then it's run straight over to your primer. And those, as usual, I'll show you on this one. Oh, this one's a little bit better. This is one of the old ones out of it that they had the wrong line in it. We just cut them at an angle, just like that. Little 2-cycle. You can work it down through your case. These ones don't have the rubber grommets in them. This is a solid plastic case, so a lot of these you got to make your the piece where it goes down through just a little bit longer. You just don't want to thin it out too much because it can snap on you when you're trying to pull it through. So you just want to make it a little longer when it goes down in. Just put some 2-cycle on it. I did get the muffler straightened out. This is one of the ones that I'll show you here real quick. Oh, this is the muffler that was on it. I already took care of it. You can see where I put the JB weld on the back, put the 9/16 hole in the front, used one of these sleeves, and it's about a 9/16 hole, and you just run that down through, put some JB weld on it to hold it in place. Now this is what the muffler actually looks like. Because of this light I can't see. Here we go. You have, it's a 2-piece design. Well, actually it's like 3 pieces, but so what you have the back, just the part where it goes against the saw. You actually have your aluminum plate that goes against the motor. This one sets on it. Here's your spark resistor, and the block, it only has holes on the one side, and on the factory muffler they face up, because your exhaust flow is on the top right here on the back. That's why you see all the darkness right here, the black on there. So it sets like that. Your holes go up, and then let's get it out of the way. Then your front cover goes on. You know, your bolts run through, they come through, go through this plate, and then it hooks it to the head, and you're good to go. The bad part about this is why I always change them when I get these is it just creates too much heat in the case. And this one is not as bad as the other one, but you can see there where it's all discolored. It's from when your aluminum plate sits in there, if it'll stay. So you can see where it's setting against the block. Pop it back out. You got your exhaust flow. It's coming out the back. So it just sets up in here like this, and it's just building all that heat. It's coming up, hitting this plate, and it's coming out. It's shooting it out the front right here. That's creating a whole lot of heat on that muffler, which, you know, mufflers are always hot anyway. But you got all your exhaust and everything is coming straight out. So I always change them. Gives it a better flow. So all we're doing is blocking off the 2 vents in the back. Right there. JB weld. Drill that out. These inserts, put them in there, but you have to cut a little bit of the end off because it's long enough when it sets in. There is a dimple on the back side of this muffler from where it sets against the engine casing, and it's really close to hitting that when it's installed, so I just cut a little bit off. Now the whole purpose for this is better, it's just generally better flow. So it's coming, instead of going out the back and coming around the side, it's just dropping straight down and coming out the bottom of the muffler, so all your heat and everything's just coming out. So it's just coming out the bottom instead of just building up around in there, because it's just, if you do this though, you got to make sure, get that screen off, because you only got the holes on the one side. And it tells you right there, cylinder top has the arrows pointing, so it goes in like this, and it's up towards the top, and it's blowing everything up and around through the, coming around. So I always put these back in because it's good to have it in there to use it as a spacer, and to keep from you'll crush the front cover. It'll just keep sucking it in until it just crushes it. So you just flip it over to where the holes are facing down towards the bottom of the muffler, so it's facing down and coming out towards your exit. But we're real close to trying to get it started. I think we'll be alright as long as that carburetor's good. We'll be okay, and but not far from it. I'm going to try to get it together. I don't know if I have time. Yeah, it's getting close. I don't know if I have time to actually try to get it started today, but I'm going to try. Fuel lines I had to rob from one of the HIPAA carb kits that I had, because I didn't have the right fuel line for this. So I had to steal from the kit to do the fuel system on it. And you can see, that's what I'm always worried about with them right there. That hump that you see right there, that is your coil. That's why you want to try to keep as much heat out of there as you can. And underneath the cover, why you want to keep all that sawdust, where it gets bar oil in it and all that stuff, and it builds up. It builds up around everything in there as you're cutting, and it'll get up in there and it builds up around that coil, and it just creates heat. So you got to keep that heat out of there. That's you're killing your coil's life. So with that, I'm gonna get the muffler everything on, and hopefully we have time. I'm hoping I have time today to try to start it and see how it runs. So if we do, that's where I'll catch you at. Alright guys, here we go. First attempt to see if we can get this old dog to start up. I'm hoping. It's all new fuel lines, primer, fuel filter. We played with the muffler a little bit. New air filter on it. So, let's see what we get. Make sure the primer's working. There she goes. Working like it should. We're on. Choke. Oh, and a new plug too. Well, I think I tried to kick. Maybe. Yep. She's trying. plug at the carb a little bit, but she's running. But yeah, it's working. Gotta tweak it. Here we go. Got us a winner. Winner, winner, winner. This saw I was actually going to give to my son. Him and his friends have I hooked them up with a lawnmower and that Hyper Tough. I gave him that Hyper Tough trimmer that we had. And gas can. They've been running around making pocket money. You know, keeps them busy, gives them something to do. You know, keeps your kids from running in the street. So if you watch some of our other videos, I've done that a lot in the past. We'll get trimmers, lawnmowers and stuff like that, and we give them away to the local team, mainly local teenagers. I don't know if you can hear me at all from that wind, but we'll take the mowers that we gather up, get them running, and trimmers, stuff like that, anything we can pick up next to nothing. 25 bucks, you know, usually $25 or less. I've had a couple of them that were 30 but still needed work, but it was worth it because, you know, we give them away to get them running right, give them away to local teens. They go out during the summer, make money, keeps them out of the streets and getting in trouble. You know, that way they always have something to do. Now the chainsaws, I don't do that. Chainsaws, you know, you get yourself in a lot of trouble with a chainsaw, out goofing around when you're a teenager. But this one was, the plan was to give it to my son, and which is why I was going to do it first, but I didn't realize at first that this one does not have a chain brake on it, so he won't be getting this one. I'll give him one of the other ones I got down in the basement. But this one seems to run pretty good. It's yeah, 1997, 42cc, Poulan 2550 super clean Wood Master. Shows all the fuel lines, the fuel filter, the primer. We took the top of the carb off. You can see where it was packed full of debris. The chain needs sharp. It's got a little bit of an edge on it. I didn't think it had an edge at all. It actually cut that rock hard board pretty good, so I'm impressed with that. Still need to clean it up some. That's got most of the heavy grease and stuff off of it. You can still see some here in the back. So it's definitely not spotless by any means. I'll clean it up some more. And our muffler, we got it straightened out, so it's a lot better flow with that. I can tell you, anytime you do any kind of a muffler mod, you almost always have to adjust your high-low and stuff like that on them, just because of the different flow rate. And even though it's not much, all of them I've done like this so far. Even the ones we just drilled small holes in, just little stuff, I've always had to adjust the air fuel, you know, all that hoopla on them. Even with a brand new carb on them, I've had to do it. But yeah, that's it, man. Thanks for watching. I mean, we got us a winner here. I mean, it still needs tweaked just a little here and a little there, cleaned up a little better, but it runs good. Actually, I'm surprised, but it still has that, a slight dead spot in it. So I don't know if maybe if place the high-low on it a little more, or maybe some good run time would help it out. Because I'm sure that carburetor on the inside, I mean, I cleaned it the best I could with, you know, without having a sonic cleaner or putting a brand new carb on it. That fuel was just, that was in it, was just god awful. And it got the tank flushed out real good, you know, before we put the lines and everything in it. But should make somebody a good saw. And I'll play with it a little more here and there and try to tweak the carb a little better, get it running. But as soon as I see she'll fire up with everything back on it. Ooh, maybe not, maybe not. I got it in a bind. The choke's not wanting to come out. But, I think it'll make somebody a good saw. It will if I get it to start back up. But it's older model saw. But older model Poulan, it seems to be running pretty good. Since I figure out why the choke lever's kinked up. And if it'll help anybody out much, but I was hoping to there we go. The hell's holding that up, but flood it out now. Now it's got me curious. There we go. Have to be choking itself out, so hopefully just playing around with the settings on it and all that will take care of it. I looked it up. It's a full carb kit for it is only it was like $16.99 on Amazon for a carb kit, so that's not bad. I mean, if I bought the carb kit for it, it's only total wrapped up in the saw would be, with the carb kit and what I paid for it would be, it'd be just shy of 40 bucks. So it ain't bad for a, you know, functional saw that runs good. But we'll leave it at that, man. It's I get time. I'm kind of on a pinch today with my daughter's graduation and everything, so I definitely don't have time to sit out here and play around with the settings and all that and figure out if it needs a carb. And I wish I did. But I'm glad she's graduating, so that's more important than any of this stuff. But I'm going to leave it at that, guys, and thanks for watching. And I wish I could have went into more detail. I'm just kind of like in a time crunch. But this is our last 2-cycle unit. I know we've gone over this multiple times, and so now we get rid of this. And I got some of the chainsaws. I got probably about 10 of them down there. That had, well, a couple of them, I got some friends of mine that need one, so I'll probably give them one, and then the rest of them I'm going to sell off so we can make money to buy truck parts. And that'll be it. I think there's 10 of them down there, so I'll have about 7 or 8 of them I can sell, and then that'll give us money towards truck parts, because everything has gone through the roof. So, you know, right now with the economy the way it is, so kind of hurting the old wallet a little bit, so I gotta do what I can to make some extra cash. So this will probably be one of them. I'll get this thing running right, sharpen the blade up, toss it online, and see what I can get out of it, and do the other ones the same way. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. A couple new subscribers. That's awesome. I appreciate that. I always appreciate it. I always appreciate you guys watching my videos, the comments. I always, I hardly get any comments, but I always read them. I get, people email me stuff all the time, and it's, I always read all that stuff, and always try to comment back. But I always appreciate it, man. I'm always grateful for it. And thank you for watching. And hopefully the next video will be probably be that K20 or the K5. I got to do something with the back brakes on it. It's getting to where it's kind of on the dangerous side to drive. It's only got front brakes, so I have to do something with it too. But thanks for watching. Got us a winner. I mean, I got to tweak it a little bit, but we got us a winner, man. Y'all have an awesome week. Well, I guess I think the weekend is all screwed up. Today's Wednesday, but if you're here in Ohio, enjoy the weather because it is freaking awesome today. And thanks for watching.